Hey folks, please be very welcome to the Arsenicos channel or any other channel that you've been watching this. It is good to have you guys here or to have you guys here again. And my desire is that this episode or meditation can be somehow good and productive to you. Okay? The title may be weird, but trust me, the subject is something that I was planning to talk about for a relatively long time, a couple of months, I should say. But for some reason, I never did it. But fortunately, I've been through some nice experiences during this week and the last week, I guess, and they encouraged me to go further and talk about this. Meat barbecue for vegetarians. I love this title. And if you are vegetarian, please don't feel offended. I don't want to cause any trouble here. And I'm laughing because, exactly because it may be confusing. Please allow me to start from the beginning. The title. What does that mean? You see, if you are a vegetarian, if you're fully vegetarian, I don't know in what degree can I divide this, but let's say that you are fully vegetarian and you eat no meat at all. It makes no sense for you to go to a place where people are serving barbecue and only barbecue, and that you're going there to eat. The thing here is, this meditation is supposed to be a Christian meditation, but I also want everyone who is not a Christian, atheist, or with some other religion, I want everyone here to feel welcome. It is very important to me. That's why I choose this title, Meat Barbecue for Vegetarians. In other words, what I mean is, it doesn't matter what you believe in. In this episode specifically, especially if you're not a Christian, feel more than welcome. Okay? And there is a disclaimer that I should do maybe at the beginning, but it doesn't matter. I love the organic way that this channel is being developed. I like the idea that I don't need to take too much attention or care about details. I am just who I am. I forget some things. I like to talk a lot. I like talking slowly, and I believe that if you are here, those things don't quite disturb you. to the point that you won't watch. So it's good for me to also to feel accepted by you guys without having the urge to change too much. The disclaimer is, if you're a Christian, you are more than welcome to this episode too. It's very important to mention, but the focus won't be in the Christian matter so directly. It will be, but in another way, in a subtle way. Okay. Now I can share my recent motivations to create this episode. I won't say who the person is for the sake of the anonymosity. I hope this is the right way to say this, but just to keep the identity of the person safe. It's better this way. But I have a friend. I have a friend online. Let me put it this way. I still wish I have the chance to meet him personally. But so far, we know each other online. And I've been learning quite a lot with him. And he is a non-believer. He doesn't believe in God. And it was never actually a problem for me to make contact with him. Since the beginning, when we had our first contact with each other, we show mutual respect. And because of this respect, I guess, we had the chance to keep communicating. And two beautiful things happened with us along the last 2 weeks. We know each other for maybe one year now. But yeah, those recent things were more important to me in terms of the episode of now. One of them is that he's a specialist. He's a specialism. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just sometimes I'm trying to focus on the grammar. And I don't know if specialist begins with S or with E, so I don't know if I should say A or N. But let's say with A. He's a specialist in one field that I want to jump in, IT. I've been in touch with computer languages for quite a while now, a couple of years, but I'm doing mostly for the hobby, as a hobby. And he does that professionally. And I've been talking to him about my limitations, about my desire to maybe work professionally. And he's been helping me quite a lot. And he helped me more than I could imagine. He's really taken his time and he took part of his resources in order to help me. And it is amazing. You see, I believe that the presence, and I'm saying this with all due respect and with the permission of my non-Christian brothers here, in my optic, the love and the presence of God is so huge, is so absolute, that even though someone does not believe Him, he still is beloved by Him in terms of even keeping existing, or even exist, or even being conscious, or having the strength to do things. I'm not saying that this is enough, not according to what I believe, otherwise I would not be a Christian. That's logic. But there is much of God's love inside of everyone. And this is quite interesting. Doing good things is not a privilege only for the Christians. There are a lot of good actions in the world that has been done by people who don't even believe in God. That's also quite interesting. And for me, it is a sign that the presence and the grace of the Lord is so huge, is so expensive, and expendable in terms of expanding, not being expensive in terms of costs, but in terms of being wide, large, big, that it is also manifested by people who don't even believe in Him. And I find it beautiful. I find it really beautiful. Another thing that happened, let me put this in simple terms. Another thing that happened was that the mutual respect that we have with each other, me and this friend, is also so big that he allowed me, for example, to share somehow a bit of my spirituality with him. And this is also respect and acceptance. And here is my second point. Accepting and respect. I believe that in order to live in harmony, we need to accept each other. We need to respect each other. And I also should say we live to love each other in terms of respect and acceptance. I think it is very important for us to live in a decent society. I'm not a specialist. Again, A or N. I'm not a specialist in history or human societies in general, but I dare to say that around the world there might be societies that are made by different types of groups or people, and they can live in harmony, and that's very important. The place I live, for example, the country I'm living in the Netherlands, and we can see the interaction between people who believe in God, people who don't believe in God, people who believe in God according to the Christian perspective or according to the Muslim perspective. And I can say that we quite live in harmony I noticed that some people are geographically not divided, but yeah, I think I can say this. They are divided by regions. I believe that the south of the Netherlands is, for example, more Catholic. The north is more evangelical or Protestant. But the half of the population doesn't have a defined religion. That's what the statistics say. And we have also a percentage of the people who are Muslim and they live in different parts of the country. Of course, I think that there is a bigger concentration in certain areas. But, well, I personally never had any sort of issue with none of the groups, or Protestants, or Catholics, or Muslims, or people who don't believe in God. We try to respect each other, and that's fine. That's my personal experience. I'm not saying that there is no problem. There might be some problems when it comes to where you come from, for example. I don't know. But what I mean is that I want this channel to be a representation of what I'm trying to live somehow in my 3D life. Please feel accepted here, feel respected here, regardless what you believe in. I have my Christian identity, and I believe that it is part of who I am. And my expectation is that I'll spend the rest of my life and eternity sticked with this identity. And what I mean is, there is no room for me. I'm trying to be sincere here. There is no room for me to change so radically of opinion in terms of belief. But I believe that I can also change in some ways in one or another detail. That's why sometimes when I produce an episode, I make myself open for the comments or feedbacks, because there might be things that I'm saying that are not correct, and we can always improve. So what I mean is, I may not change the big picture. I won't change who I am and what I believe in, but we can always change and improve, isn't it? Yeah, this episode won't be that long as I'm normally doing for the last few months, but yeah, I want this to be informative, and I want people to fully understand what I mean with those episodes. And I also wish that you have your needs met here. I really hope that this channel is being somehow helpful for you, productive. You see, I don't want to be hypocrite in my words, but I think that I still have this sense of simplicity with this channel, and yeah, I hope that you can feel comfortable here. It doesn't need to be a large number of people who are watching this and agreeing with everything that I'm saying. But I wish the people can at least think about it. You know. Yeah. If you agree with what I say, I think it's fine. But if you disagree and you have a good argument, it is also fine. Even because it can also help me to improve. You see? It can be collaborative and we can learn with each other. And yeah, before I finish this episode, I'd like to do something that I never did before here. And I think it will be quite interesting. I'm just trying to cover myself up, even though it is summertime, but yeah, it is cold. Yesterday, the temperature yesterday was about 30 degrees, maybe 20 and something. But the temperature can easily drop here. But yeah, before I finish, instead of praying, which I normally do, I'd like to just to give some silent minutes here in terms of meditation. So, if you're a Christian and if you feel comfortable to do so, I'd like to invite you to pray with your own words. And if you're not a Christian, I'll leave you with options. I mean, you do what you want. But with your permission, I can say that I have basically two options for you. One is to somehow try to connect with God, talk with Him in your own way. Or if you don't want to communicate with Him, to talk with Him, maybe you can simply try to find a quiet place, and just relax your mind, to have a good moment, to stay calm and focused. And I also have my couple of silent minutes here, and I'll pray. I'll pray for you, I'll pray for everyone who's here. Okay? So, let's start. So, I finished with my own prayers, and I hope you have done yours or meditation. I'd like to once again thank you for being here, for giving part of your time, of lending part of your time to me. I really hope that this episode was quite productive for you. I can say that it was interesting for me to do. And please bear in mind that the important here, one of the important things, let me put it this way, is your development, is your growth. So I hope that not only this meditation, but also the idea that I'm trying to bring here can also be helpful for you. Okay? I don't know, we can always, or we can maybe change in the future, but I can say that after 6 months, I'm doing this on the 1st of July, but I can say that my goals, my objectives are somehow remaining the same, and I'm quite happy with that. Furthermore, I'd like to say that to encourage you to feel free to write something in the comments, to send me a message. It can be via email, via WhatsApp, Telegram. Feel free if you want to share something, if you want to send a story, to say what you think, also in the comments. Yeah? And that's it. Thank you very much again. Have a good one, and see you next time. Cheers.